you can count on to help you.
Outside ball. Into the lane. And there's 5 points a game. Ball.
There, Miller with the incredible crossover.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone. Pritchard. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And a breakdown here.
And another thing, guys, they've been very active tonight, frequently creating scoring opportunities off turnovers.
Celtics making a switch here. Cade is checked in. So he gets them both.
You really don't even have to watch him at the line. Just listen for.
The shot comes out. Excellent D there from Ball. Way in. Pritchard's got 7 points in the game.
Nice little floater there. Soft.
To fall. Ball's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Around 20 points per 5 rebounds and 3 assists. And with his skill set on the offensive end, he is such a threat.
Celtics trail by 4.
It's close, but you know.
His shot is off. Hornets leading by 4. Miller surveying the floor. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Super work on the boards. Boy, they really want to put their foot down on him now.
Yeah, and once you've got him on the ropes, Greg, just keep swinging away.
Yeah, this is the spot where coaches want you to be relentless. Don't even give them a glimpse of it.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Sexton. Celtics making a switch here. Walsh is checked in. Hauser the pass to Walsh. White against Sexton. Clock at 4. White, good.
Well, I like how White has upgraded his ball handling over the years. A big part of his growth.
Pass to Miller. Tipped away. White with it, and it's Miller picking him up. Here's Walsh. Diabate grabs the board.
The defense does just enough to alter that shot.
And Charlotte turns it over again. We've got 33 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Pass to Minot. Down low. And he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
I'll tell you what, I'm not sure these guys can keep this up.
Well, you expect there to be peaks and valleys, but you've got some excellent scores on both sides.
For 3.
Sexton against White. And he uses the glass on the layup. White's got his second bucket.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
And so it's Brandon Miller making highlights for the Hornets. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We'll get you back to the action after this break. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And let's quickly break down the game, guys, we've been watching from the Hornets.
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
Yeah, and that's helped them get the lead. But we'll have to see if they can sustain this offensive output.
So on the floor for Charlotte to start this second quarter, they've got Colin Sexton. Knipple out there with Miles Bridges. Then there's LaMelo Ball. Hey, Greg, kind of a combo forward. Tatum at 6'8", more than capable of playing up at the power forward position.
And that's where he's mostly played the last few seasons. And his rebounding is more than just serviceable. Credit him for the strength he's added over his career.
Charlotte making a switch. Plumlee's checked in. Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Thanks a lot, guys. Jason Tatum keeping the main thing the main thing. He said there are players that get caught up in the lifestyle, and they choose that over the game. The money is a plus, yes, but I truly love the game because I love basketball, not for the things that come with it. Kevin?
You'll love to hear it. Hey, Allie, thank you very much for the report.
just a high-energy player. Bridges brings the aggression every possession.
And here's Brown outside. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Outside for Sexton. Here's Knippel. He's covered by Brown. 5 to shoot. Ball with the bucket.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Inside. Brown jams it in.
Yeah, we know Brown loves some aerial theatrics, and he really went all out there.
And that great replay brought to us by the AT&T Connected Cam. Pass to Sexton. Here's Knippel. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless. Building this lead in every way possible.
Celtics making a switch here. Kate is checked in. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. Down by 12. Pass to Brown. Knippel with the rebound. Charlotte's gone 3 of 3 from three-point land here tonight. Sexton scored the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Gonna have to do more than that to knock Sexton off his block. Collin is a determined scorer.
To the wing on the left. And the call will be against LaMelo Ball.
LaMelo Ball.
That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. And out of bounds as the Hornets gain possession. And coach, for teams defending the pick and roll, you often hear coaches talking about being at the level. What does that mean?
Well, Kevin, what it means is the guy guarding the screener, the defender guarding the screener, has to be all the way up with that guy at the point of the screen, as opposed to being in drop coverage where the guy defending the screener will lay back.
The Hornets shooting their first free throws of this game.
Taking 2 shots.
No good on the free throw.
Wow, what, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Maybe. He hits the second from the line.
It's obvious that LaMelo Ball loves making.
And here's Charlotte. It's a 12-2 run here. Good pace.
I know these guys want to put on a show, but you can't pass up scoring opportunities.
Bridges. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. Knippel with it. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Second.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
The Hornets shooting their third free throw shot of the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Some changes for Boston. Einad's checked in, and Sam Hauser subbed in for Brown. Charlotte also making some changes. Diabate's checked in, and it's Brandon Miller in for Ball. And a fast break now for the Hornets. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. And now here are the 2K leaderboard. Since the All-Star break, these teams are leading the NBA in second chance points. The Hornets #1.
And offensive rebounding, always a point of emphasis for this group, but for whatever reason, they've had particular success since the break, really just outworking their opponents on the glass.
Yeah, and guys, when White's got the ball in his hands, you can count on him to make the right decision.
I know some would classify Derek White as underrated. Stan, what's your read on it?
Well, Kevin, I would say he was underrated for a long time, but now I think we've all gotten smarter, and we all realize Derek White is one of the best guards in this league, period. I don't think he's underrated anymore, and I just think it took us a long time to catch up with how good he is.
And this is what you like about his perimeter D. Never gave up and challenged the deep.
Yeah, and it's really hard to stay connected to shooters out there. And even harder to contest the shot without foul.
Pass to Shireman. Here's Hauser. White looking around. Over Sexton. Nice move. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Is on Colin Sexton.
That's a clever choice by White. He stays with the shot to ensure he gets the whistle.
Celtics have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4.
And they've done some really nice work at the foul line, knocking down 80%.
And both free throws good for White.
Well, White is such a well-rounded player. He can run the offense, act as an off-ball threat, he sets screens, and he's an all-defensive team-level player. He checks a lot of boxes.
The Hornets have gone 2 for 3 at the foul line in this one. First one falls for him.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
And he makes both free throws. 50 seconds left in the first half. Got loose. Sexton with it. He's picked up by White. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Well, he plays both guard positions well. Sexton shows off that court vision.
Celtics trail by 20. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Celtics have hit most of their free throws tonight, 5 of 6. And that one falls for White.
The line for your Celtics.
And both free throws good for White.
You're having a lot of success from the line here in the second quarter.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. At the elbow, Sexton. Miller outside, and it's sent back by White.
On defense, how valuable is White? He's a guard who can protect the rim.
Three seconds left. That one doesn't drop. And so it's Charlotte with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close.
Boston.
And they've created a bunch of turnover.
Charlotte, 45.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, good to see you back here on our halftime show. The first quarter for the Hornets was fairly even. They did lead by as many as 7 points in the first period. They just exploded in the second quarter, grabbing the momentum and running with it. Basket after basket, and they played stingy defense. Now they've got a halftime lead that's going to be very difficult to erase. Kenny, let's get your take on Charlotte.
And the game plan they went with was very clear. It was centered around scoring inside. Pound that ball inside, pound it in the paint, try to get the high percentage shot. And because of this assertive attitude, they've got the edge where it counts on the scoreboard.
And over to Shaq now. Your take on the Celtics.
It's their defense that's put them in this spot. Giving up easy looks all over the place. It's like they don't have even a game plan in place. Check out the field goal percentage that they've allowed. Well, that's not going to cut it, Ernie. I don't even want to talk about it no more.
And that's going to do it for our halftime show, sadly. Third quarter about to start. See you again after the final.
Horn. Oh, buzzer.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Brandon Miller has been sensational.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
Yeah, it's not like he's getting everything at the rim. He's playing smart and just taking what the defense gives him.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. The wing pairing, it's White and Brown. Vucevic is out there with Tatum, and it's Pritchard in at the point guard. That's the Boston 5.
Well, the defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court. Well, you know your low post players are going to take a lot of trips to the foul line. So it helps to have big men who can train free throws like this group can. Number 5 is Miles Bridges.
And a lot of these big men take the confidence they have in the paint straight to the free throw line with them. I mean, that makes them very hard to handle.
Yeah, what a luxury for the coaches. They can trust their bigs to make free throws. That takes a load of stress away.
That'll be a 5-second call.
And checking out the stats for White. His last 10 games, averaging 9 points per game, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. Not bad numbers, but for a player of his talent, you have to think he can do more.
Yeah, and talking to his coach, this team expects more from him. And that's a good problem to have as a player. It means your team believes in your abilities.
Tatum deciding where to go with it. And it's White missing. Hornets leading by 16. And Ball slams it in.
And he can carry a team. We've seen it from Ball before, and we're seeing it again.
Brown wide open. He fires. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. Brown's got 6 points.
Well, maybe the defense thinks they can live with that, but he's pretty consistent from that mid-range area.
Here's White. Makes it off the glass. He's got 10.
I like that from White. Attacking the heart of that defense.
Here's Miller. The kick out to Ball. Back to Miller. Here he goes. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
Yeah, just looking to tighten up their defense in the paint. They've got to be better.
Yeah, it's basically a layup line. You're not going to win many games if you can't offer more resistance than that.
The Celtics making a switch here. Kate is checked in.
Well, Tatum is gifted at sizing up defenses and excellent at recognizing when to shoot off the dribble.
Whoa! Goodness gracious. Oh, just an impressive dunker of the basketball. I love how Bridges just takes the initiative and gets funky with his throwdown.
That's a great look at that move from the Connected Cam, sponsored by AT&T. Plumlee in the high post, and it's slammed in by Plumlee.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was short, but the slam topped it off.
And that is why you want to run off turnovers. Get down the floor before the defense is set.
Pritchard with the ball, defended by Kneppel. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
Yeah, that's a tough call for the ref to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
Miller kicks the ball. Back to Miller. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. Pass to Bridges. The shot from the low post is good. Bridges has got 8 points.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And so White will bring it up for the Celtics. 17-point game.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Bridges shot good.
Not only a jump shooter, Bridges also dependable at knowing how to get it done inside.
Pass to Pritchard. Here's Cada. Tatum finds Brown. And they call an illegal screen here. I see the stat sheet here for LaMelo Ball.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Look, you can get away with a lot in terms of screens today. But you can't make it that obvious.
And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Now we get a chance to check out LaMelo Ball. He's been on a remarkable tear this past month. 6th in assists, and he's right up there in the top 20 in scoring. Certainly a force to be reckoned with offensively.
And his floor awareness is undeniable. As you pointed out, top 10 in assists, and he's great at drawing the defense and making the perfect pass in stride. Looking at who's out there now.
He's had it going offensively, helping them build this lead.
Boston's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Pritchard from outside. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
Listen, it's a team sport. But without him, this deficit would be a lot bigger.
And it's in there.
He is just an explosive athlete. Sexton not at all fazed by the contact.
Boston's gone into the 3-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Here's Walsh. He's covered by Ball. Another shot. Pass to Cada. And another shot. Ball with the rebound.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Here's Diabate. Sexton on the wing. Out to Miller. Clock at 6. And Boston with the rebound.
Come on, you can't be doing that. I know these guys want to put on a show, but you can't pass up scoring opportunities.
And it's Ball that time on the assist by Miller. Ball's got 18 points.
And we've come to expect big things from LaMelo offensively. He loves to attack you on that end.
Pritchard against Sexton. Here's Hauser. Off target with his 3.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And the foul called on Brandon Miller. That's his first foul. Vucevic checked in for Boston. James checked in for the Hornets.
Substitution on the court.
30 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Pritchard with a wide open look. Nailed from 3-point land. Pritchard's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the 3rd for the Celtics. Here's Ball. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for 1 more at the line.
Personal foul.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line in the game.
And he buried a bunch of shots from the stripe in that last game.
Suffocating defense to keep the layup from falling.
Sexton for 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Sexton's got 5 points in the quarter. And so it's the Charlotte Hornets rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Well, his height gives him the ability to see the floor, and he makes a quick decision and a great pass.
And as we head into the 4th, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. On the court for the Hornets, we've got Williams. Trey Mann is out there with James. Then it's McNeely. And so it's Charlotte with it. Here's Shireman. And he jams it with authority.
Just so fast. I mean, it's like trying to stop a train when he's coming in for the slam.
Here's Williams. Man up top. And with all the talk about load management, coach, and player participation, what about getting rid of players fouling out?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of getting rid of players fouling out. I do like the idea, and I think Scott Skiles was the one who brought it up, Kevin, of taking like the offensive fouls and just having that be a turnover, like the illegal screen or a charge, and not charge that as a personal foul, where honestly you end up being punished double.
Charlotte's gotten off 4 shots from three-point range tonight and buried every one of them. Here's man. Baseline J on the way, and there's another one for the Hornets.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And so White will bring it up for the Celtics. And it's off from three-point range.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Man gets the bucket.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Now here's White. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
First personal foul.
It's going to go on Liam McNeely.
I don't love fouling White there. He can really hurt you at the line.
And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Hornets?
Well, they've shown just outstanding effort defensively, and it's resulted in several forced turnovers.
And also, they've made it a point to push it off turnovers. That they're playing smart and alert, capitalizing on mistakes.
And in 2023, the NBA implementing a new player participation policy, Coach, trying to minimize unexcused absences for star players.
Kevin, I think it's huge for our game. Fans pay and watch TV to see the great players. And there's nothing more important in the league than that those guys being on the court on a consistent basis. And anything that the league can do and teams can do to ensure that, the better it is for everyone.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Both free throws good from man. Austin's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. A fast break now for Charlotte. Jumps up. Rebound by Williams. The Celtics have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Back to White. Launches a 3. Kept alive by Boston. Goes up again. That's tipped.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And James throws it down.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Well, converting on those transition opportunities is just so important.
White, and he banks in the layup.
Well, listen, White doesn't fear anyone inside. He wants to get down low and cash in.
Now, man. Pass to McNeely. 6 on the shot clock. Here's James. An easy 2 points on the layup. James has got 4 points in the quarter.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
And with it, White on him. Man gets the bucket.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
The Celtics have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. And he pounds that one in.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Greg, he lures them into a trap on the steal, and then bang, straight to the bucket.
Turning great defense into great offense. That's the kind of stop you're looking for.
2 minutes.
Here's Walsh. No good with the layup. 1:43 left to play here in the fourth. Man with it. White's there. Williams with the steal. And stolen by James.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Hornets.
They never settled for mediocre shots.
And Kevin, they had great penetration this time out.
And for the year now, they'll have 52 wins under their belt.
They were really smart in the use of that game plan tonight. Used it in their first 2 games against this team.
which equaled to 2 wins.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for LaMelo Ball.
Well, bottom line, he was just unstoppable at times. Not much you can do when he's playing with that kind of confidence.
Here's Mann. That shot, no good. White with the defensive effort. Puts it up from 12. Plumlee with the rebound. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
They have earned this win.
Here's White. Williams with the block. Pass to McNeely. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Personal foul, second team foul.
First free throw is good.
At the line for the Hornets, McNeely.
Good on both. And so it's the